Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I have my mic here because I was doing my podcast yesterday and I'm a little high today, but it's okay. How's everybody doing this amazing morning? I hope everybody is doing well. We have a nice sunshiny day. How's everybody doing in the room? Let's see who we have in the building. So, first we had Miss Deltra. Miss Deltra was first in the building. Welcome, everybody. Put my lotion on my arms. I was early and then I was late because I self-sabotage. That's what I do. It's what I do. All right. Good morning, Deltra. Deltra says she is blessed. Good morning, Miss Linda. Miss Linda says, I am blessed. Happy hump day. We are almost there. I'm excited to see what miracles are in store for me. Yes, yes, and yes. Cousin is in the building, the best moderator ever. You guys, I got my earrings from Cousin. This was a gift. So she said I have to make sure I stay in my green. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Good morning, Betty Rose. Betty Rose says we are blessed. Today is graduation day. Today is graduation day for my nephew as well. So I will be heading out to his graduation at about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'll be heading out to his graduation. They're graduating so late. I'm like, who does this? His graduation is all the way in Wilkes-Barre or Wilkes-Barre, however they pronounce it, but he's all the way out there past Scranton. So I am going to have to go out there so I can go and drive and see him graduate. That is my nephew's son. So I'm so extremely proud of him and what he is about to do. He's about to get ready to go to college. And I just can't believe he was just a little boy. And now he's a man. He's a man. I think I need to move myself down because I got way too much up here. But I digress. We'll stay right here. Good morning, Naomi. Naomi says, I'm awake, alive, and blessed. Amen, amen, amen. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois is blessed. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Cheryl. She said, happy Wednesday. She is blessed. Good morning, Crystal. Crystal said, good morning, everyone. She is blessed. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Georgina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you guys. I love the color. Says, thank you. I feel real summery, real beachy. Congrats, nephew. Yes, thank you so much. The earrings are cute, cousin. They look aqua instead of green on here. Yeah, they're mint green. They're minty green. But they match the dress. They match the dress. You're fine. Hey, trees. Hey, Latrice. Everybody's singing, hey, hey, hey. Congratulations, nephew. Yes, yes, and yes. So proud of him. So I'll be taking pictures and everything, and I'll be sharing that with you guys so you guys can come along with me. Good morning, Chris Marie. How are you doing this amazing morning? How are you doing? The whole fit is cute. Thank you. And I'm wearing a dress, y'all. I had a whole dress on. A whole dress on. Good morning, Landau. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. Welcome to all the new faces. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified and hit the notifications bell so you can be notified the next time we go live. So, and we are here Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. Cousin, you see my gift? I'm gonna move this out the way. Okay. I'm moving it out the way. So today we are going to be talking about, first, before I get into it, I want to do a check-in. I want to do a gauge. I want to know how you guys are doing. What are you guys feeling? Where are you guys at right now in this entrepreneurial journey, on this crazy journey? Where are you right now? Oh, and don't forget, at 7 a.m. I do have the podcast. So 7 a.m. you can catch me everywhere where there's podcasts, and you can listen to Coffee with Nikki, the podcast. It is different from the live stream. And I realized yesterday, let me share a transparent moment with you guys. Is yesterday I realized that while I was taping my episode, I really struggled because I usually engage with you guys, right? So I feed off of your energy, and it's just like, it's very interactive. And when I'm doing a podcast, I'm like solo, I'm here by myself, and there is no interaction, and I struggle with like putting my words together. I'm like, what is going on? How am I struggling to put my words together? I go live every single morning. How can I not get a 15-minute podcast together, right? Yesterday I was in here for hours just doing overcoming obstacles. Overcoming obstacles is so easy, right? It's something that I speak about all the time. Why was I struggling with it? It's just a it's a new situation, but I am going to master it. I am not going to allow that to take me out. I'm not going to allow that to take over. I am going to make sure that I keep on doing what I do and keep on showing up, and it's only going to get better and better from here. So if you guys listened to the podcast this morning, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, you can catch it later. That's okay. But make sure that you also subscribe to the podcast so you know when we have our episodes go up. I want to go up. I want to go up. We do have it scheduled to go out 7 a.m. every morning, Eastern Standard Time, because I want you to get into the habit of, listening to me every day. I didn't want to do a certain amount of numbers, a certain amount of days out of the week, because I was like, I don't want people to have to remember, oh, it's Monday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday. I didn't want anybody to remember that. I was like, every day, I'm up and I'm on. Every weekday, I'm up and I'm on. And you get to listen to me twice. And I don't have the same content on both channels, because if you wanted to listen to me in the morning, I wanted you to get something different in the, later on in the morning. So it's your double shot of espresso. That's like in my song, right? Your double shot of espresso. And shout out to my brother who made the intro to my podcast. OMG, I absolutely love it. Everybody is catchy. Everybody is singing it. My son was in the house singing it up and down. He seen me. He was like, Coffee with Nikkie. I was like, boy, if you don't shut up. And also, I told you guys, you can ask Echo, Siri, whatever you have, and you could say, play the Coffee with Nikkie podcast, and it comes up. So exciting. It's so exciting. So thank you guys for allowing me to serve you. Thank you guys for encouraging me to, get on my game and do what I had to do. Thank you so much for just being here with me every single morning. I am so thankful and grateful for each and every one of you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, Natural Curls for Life. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Coffee with Nikkie. Miss Lloyd said, yes, yes, and yes. Yes. Good morning, Kay. Good morning. Happy Winning Wednesday. How are you doing, girl? Oh, I want to say thank you so much to Kay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude Wednesday. All right, I just made that up. It's not a thing. But I got my package from Push Classic Collections, and she's always on brand with her beautiful pink boxes. I always have her boxes stacked up because I never want to get rid of them. Pink is not even on my brand colors, but I'm always, 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 always keeping these boxes. I'm like, maybe I'm going to use it for something. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. They are just getting stacked up and stacked up. So I got to stop being a hoarder. But these boxes are so cute. I just don't want to throw them away. So what I got from Kay is to match my Versace necklace. And so she had the earrings to match my Versace. And yes, I say Versace because it's not Versace. My Versace earrings to match my necklace. And I also have the bracelet. This is a little, okay, there we go. And I also have the matching bracelet. So I'm going to be rocking my set tomorrow. See that? So you guys can follow her at Push Classic Collections. She sells accessories, and she also has fedoras, kimonos, and some graphic tees. So you guys go on over there and follow her. If you order your first time ordering, you get 10% off immediately. You don't have to put a code in or anything. Tell her I sent you. All right, so that is what I'm going to be wearing tomorrow. So you guys, let me know how y'all feeling. How are you guys doing today? Chantel said I need the full version. I just told my brother I needed one for the mornings. So I said I still want the percolating coffee, but I want you to, do something on top of that. So we're going to add to what we already have for the intro. And he's excited about it. So that's nice. Oh, hi, best friend. Oh, is that the one who made the cups? Let's see. How's everybody doing? Today, I want you guys to tell me how you're doing. And while you tell me how you're doing, I'm going to tell you what we are going to be discussing today. Today. I love my kimono. I'm ordering another one soon. That animal print one is life, right? I love that one. She has the Chantel has the orange one. And the same day we went outside in nature, the shoe content in the same thing. I was like, we're twinsies over here. Twinsies over here. So today we're going to be talking about Michael Jordan. Remember, yesterday I said we're going to be talking about some athletes and their work ethic. And I said I was going to do Michael Jordan and Kobe because they both inspire me. I am not an athlete, but just the way that they attack their work, it makes me want to think like an athlete. They just make me want to work harder. They just make me want to do more, right? And so today we're going to discuss Michael Jordan. So I'm gonna have 3 tips for you guys. Um, Oh, she did the BCMC tumblers. Yes, I love my tumbler. I use it all the time. And so does my son. Even though it says BCMC on it and it says Nikki, he puts his protein shake in it and he takes it to work. So yes, it's gorgeous. That tumbler is so beautiful. So we are going to be talking about Michael Jordan and his work ethic. Now I could talk about Michael Jordan for days and days and days and days because I just absolutely I think I don't his work ethic is amazing, but he also reminds me of my dad. And so I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I'm sure it doesn't because it's just his work ethic is so beyond measure. Like he goes above and beyond what anybody expects or anybody should be doing at, at their level of playing, right? So I'm waiting for you guys. What do you got? What do you got? Mr. Chris. Yes, Mr. Chris. Yes, I call my dad Mr. Chris. I call my mom sis sometimes, but only because her brother used to call her sis. And so she'd be like, girl, who you calling sis? But I be playing around with them. So that's what I do. That's what I do. So let me know, you guys, how are you doing out there? Let me know. Let me know. Do you need help? Are you struggling? If there's an area of business that you want me to focus on for next week or for I have Kobe tomorrow, but maybe on Friday we could talk about something. Are you struggling? Do you need help? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Where are you? Is everything good? You just got to implement. Where are we at, y'all? Let me know where we at. Why do I always have to burp when I get on here? I always have to burp. Always, always, always. All right, so I am going to look through my notes. Let me tell y'all, I got pages of notes. Why? Because I just went to town when it came to Michael Jordan. I just went to town. And so a lot of the times I spoke about this morning, overcoming obstacles. And we also spoke about fear of failure. And I just want you to know that nobody is exempt from that. We are all going to fail at something. And even if we don't fail where it's like so devastating and it's just maybe something small, we're all going to fail at something. I used to think about when I had my business, because as soon as not when I had my business, because I still have my business, but when I started my business, I was like, out the gate, everything went well. Out the gate, had great sales. Out the gate, everything was great, right? And I said, I can't fail. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, I can't fail. I can't. But if I'm not saying that my business didn't go anywhere, but you have your seasons, you have your peaks and you have your valleys, and then you just have to know how to navigate and how to get through those things, right? And so you have to look at these times when you do have your low points as saying, these are the points where I'm going to learn something from this. And this is what I was talking about in the podcast, right? I'm going to take this moment and I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to do better than I did. I see where I messed up. I see where I overlooked some things. I see where I can do better. And so since I can do better, I am going to do better, right? When you know better, you do better. I throw me a whole quote up there in a minute, but you know better, you do better. And so I just want you guys to realize that we're all, just because something didn't turn out the way you planned it, just because you didn't do what you expected, if you didn't get the sales that you wanted, you launched and no sales came in, look at that as a learning experience. Look at this as a way to grow. This is, these obstacles struggles and these times are there to teach you how to do better, to teach you to be stronger, to teach you to grow into a bigger you, right? Because I always say it's always preparing you for the next level you. Whenever you going through challenges or whenever you hitting those low points, that means it's time for growth, right? That means that you outgrew that space and it's time for you to move up. It's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to change your wardrobe because now you are in a different level, right? You are in a different size right now. It's time for you to change, right? The season is changing. And so we have to update and we have to do what we need to do for the season. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Yes, yes, and yes. So we are going to begin with one of the quotes from Michael Jordan. And he says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. Now, this is one of the most successful basketball players of all time. To me, he's the greatest of all times. And you can fight me if you want, but I love Michael Jordan. I love Michael Jordan. I love Kobe. I love Magic. I have my few, that I absolutely love. But he says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, 26 26 times I've been trusted to take the game winning shot and missed. I failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. So y'all hear that right there? I failed over and over in my life. And that's why I succeed. Because from them failures, you can see how to fix it. From them failures, you know that you don't want to feel like that anymore. From them failures, you know how to attack the game. From them failures, you know where you're lacking and what's your weaknesses and what you need to work on from your failures, right? How many of you guys in the room understand what I'm saying? Put some ones in the chat. Let me know if you with me. Put ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. I need some energy. I need some energy. I agree. He is the greatest player of all times. I'm telling you, he is the greatest of all times. And I love everything about him, down to the trash talking. I love it all. Right? Because I'm like, yep, talk that talk and back it up. I love that, right? Because if you don't toot your own horn, who's going to toot it for you? Toot your own horn. Toot your own horn. Let me check and see what you guys are saying in the chat. Miss Loy says she's working on her website. I am still trying to get quality photos of products. Girl, you got an iPhone. Take them good pictures, girl, and go outside. Go outside in nature. Go outside in nature. It's going to give you nice, crispy photos. Listen, it will. It will. I will not give up because I can't afford to pay someone. I know that's right. I know that's right. Don't give up. Go to in front of a window, get that nice natural light. You could take it outside. Again, when you take your pictures outside, it's always nice and crispy. Do like I did. I would go to the dollar store and get my like backgrounds or whatever. And I would take it outside and prop my stuff up outside. And then I would take the picture so that I can have that natural light. So you gotta, it's some workarounds that you can do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the light in the house doesn't give you enough light that you need for your picture. So I would take it outside. And sometimes also the lighting in your house is yellow. So you want to make sure that you go out there in the natural light and get those crispy colors. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. All right, so I got some ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Ones in the chat. Hey, thank you so much, Chantel. Thank you. They're like my dream catchers. They're my dream catcher earrings. Yes, outside is the best. Yes. So if we know that the greatest of all times has failed, then why do we look at it when we fail as a detrimental thing? Why are we looking at it like life is over when we fail and we can't accept what we did and we can't move past this mistake and we stay stuck in the mistake? Why do we stay stuck in a mistake if the greatest have failed and they still continued on to continue to do great things? Then why don't we see that for ourselves? So that's the question that I want to ask you guys. Why don't you see that in yourself when you fail? That you could just get back up and try again. Dust yourself off and try again, right? Why don't we see that? We see failure and it's like, oh, well, I failed. It ain't meant for me. I just can't do it. It's just not in the cards for me. You know what I'm saying? We look at our failures like that, like our failures is final. No, your failures is not final. If you look at your failures as final, then it will be final. But if you look at your failures as a lesson, as something for you to learn from, and you'll be able to move through life a whole lot better. Like I know that my failures are not final. I know that my failures or even things that just didn't go up to my standards, I know that it's a way for me. It's an awakening. It's a sign for me to wake up and see something. It is time for me to get alert because I missed out on something. It is time for me to see what things need to be changed because maybe some things are not working. It's a chance for me to open my eyes and to see where I need to make improvement. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Let me know in the chat. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Yolanda. You late, but it's okay, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I have horrible lighting. Night and light, natural light does wonders. Let me tell you something. Take your stuff, get you a bag, and I love them 31 bags. Get you a bag, take your props out there, go outside and start snapping your pictures. Make sure that you clean your camera thing, your camera lens first. But go outside and take some pictures. You can even go into the like TJ Maxx and all those stores that already have like little sceneries and things like that. Just put your stuff and prop it up in there. They already have lighting in there for you to, the lighting that they have in there is designed for you to want to purchase things because it's supposed to look so great in there. Put your stuff in there, take some pictures. Put your stuff in there and take some pictures. Take your bag and take your stuff with you. If a manager, anybody sees you and they say, what you doing in here? Give them a candle. It's a free candle. You know what I'm saying? Or give them a product, whatever. But go ahead and don't let you not having a budget for photography be the thing that stops you from getting your stuff out there to the world and to get your website together. Don't let it stop you. Right? So how many of you guys are with me? How many of you guys are with me? Do not allow failure to stop you. Right? Do not allow failure to stop you. I use a TV dinner table to set up outside. I'm telling you, right? Just get your butt out there, whatever you need. I take the poster boards, like the foam boards. I take it outside. I take my props with me outside. I know the people driving by looking at me like, what is she doing out there? I don't care. I go right on out there. I sure do. I go into their store in a minute. Sephora loves me. I'm telling you. And every time, give them something and give them a card. Give them something and give them a card and ask them how they like it, you know, and share the word. And share the word. Download Lightroom, Miss Lois. And Jazz did a class on I don't know if it was Lightroom, but I think she was in Photoshop. Jasmine, where were you? I seen you editing the photos, but I don't know what program you were in. But I know you said you were going to take it over into Lightroom. And so yes, if you are good with that, yes, 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 and yes. Right. I use the table and chairs. Sometimes I use the ground. I for sure use the ground. I'm gonna start doing that. I for sure use the ground. I'll be down there like over my pictures and making sure I'm out of the shadow. Lightroom and Photoshop. There you go. There you go. Photoshop is not my blessing. I'm not even going to tell anybody to go ahead and do that. Jasmine, this is Jasmine's arena. I'm not even going to act like I know what I'm doing in Photoshop because I truly do not. Truly do not. Photoshop, when I used to do YouTube back in the days, a lot of the girls used to Photoshop their pictures, right? Now we have all these other apps that automatically do these things. But back in the day, the girls used to put their pictures up in Photoshop and they were like, oh, is your picture Photoshop? Your picture's Photoshop because your skin don't look like this and this don't look like this. And it used to be a whole big thing. Back when I used to do YouTube, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Now it's not the same. It's not the same energy. We used to have so much fun, but it was fun. It was drama. It was chaos. It was everything. It was everything. But yeah, so Photoshop has never been my blessing. So I say all of that to say Photoshop's never been my blessing. I use a towel or towel. A towel, yes. Okay, so I use a towel or bed sheets as well. It depends on the product. Yep. Yep, I sure do. I sure do. It'll be, or I'd even pajamas. If I need something to be lacy or silky or whatever, it might be a bra in the picture. It might be a robe, a satin robe in the picture. It might be a bonnet, a scarf, whatever you can find that's going to give the illusion of what you need it to look like. Go on and get with it. Go on and get with it. Stop thinking about, I need it to look like a photo studio. You don't have to make it look like a photo studio. The only thing that's going to show up is that square. All you need to make sure is that what you have fits in the square. It doesn't need to be an entire room. It just needs to be in that square. And I tell you guys, if you have a small corner in your house that you can use, or take a box outside, take that outside, put it on your steps, and create your little scenery. Put some little miniature stuff in there. Create your scene. There you go. And there you go, right? Don't let it stop you, right? Keep on moving. Again, don't let it stop you, right? So let's get back into it. I wanted to ask you guys, how many times have you failed? Put it in the chat. How many times have you failed? Put it in the chat. I failed plenty of times. I fell off the wagon plenty of times. And I'm not talking about like, a habit or anything like that. I'm talking about, well, not an abusive habit. Like working out or waking up at a certain time or social media posting. Like I fell off of plenty of times, right? Because I didn't continue to do what I should have done, that I said I was going to do. And so I felt in that aspect, right? I could have been so much further in my career, but there were some things that I overlooked and some things that I didn't do, some things that I knew that I should have done and I still didn't do them anyway, that type of thing. And so it's not so much as a failure as just a realization that you need to start paying attention to the things that you need to do. And when you see that you didn't do it the way that you should have or you could have, then you have another opportunity to get it right. We have another opportunity to get it right, right? Y'all will see the setup. Need to set a date for this class. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. For indoors, I use a card table now. Yep. Yep. Look for Nikkie's video today. Oops. On how to take pictures outside. I think that's what it said. Yep. Plenty. A lot. Too many to count. Lost count. Can't remember all the times I failed, but I always gave my best shot. Right. And your best could be better. Right? Your best can be better. So if we know that we didn't hit the mark, what can we do to hit the mark? How can we hit the mark? How can we show up? What can we do? And for me, looking at Michael Jordan and looking at the athletes with this insane work ethic, it gives me, like, I feel the same way about pursuing my journey as an entrepreneur, right? I feel the same way, like, put me in the game, coach. Let me do this. Let me run the play. Let me do, like, that's what I feel like. Let me practice hard. Let me show up early for practice. Let me do what I need to do because I want to have that same kind of work ethic in my business. Yes, 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 and yes. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Let me know if you with me. Let me know if you with me. And so Michael Jordan, one lesson that you can learn from Michael Jordan is to embrace your failures and learn from it. Because that's what we just were talking about. Embracing your failures and learning from it, because it's going to show you something valuable. You created something and it didn't work out. You made a candle and the candle didn't work out. You found the way that it's not going to work. So now you have an opportunity to fix it and to make it better. Right? So now people are not talking about you saying your candle doesn't have a scent throw. People are not talking about you saying that your candle blew up. People are not talking about you saying anything about your candle, because you were able to see where you messed up so that you can fix it, so that you can produce a better product for your customers and anybody else. Right? So you want to make sure that you embrace your failures and learn from them. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Michael Jordan used every setback, and I got to look at my notes. Sorry, you guys. Michael Jordan used every setback he had as an opportunity to learn and grow. He's never let any failure stop him. Just because he missed 9,000 shots, that didn't stop him from playing basketball, right? Just because he lost 300 games, that didn't stop him. Just because he got cut from the team, that didn't stop him. Just because he didn't get picked on the varsity team, that didn't stop him, right? He never quit. He never allowed these things to get in his way. The only thing that thing did was fuel him to be better and to be the beast that he is, right? That's all that was, right? So we could look at our failures to fuel us to become the beast that we want to be the mogul, the entrepreneur that we want to be. You want to be a millionaire, billionaire, then these failures need to fuel you so that you can say, all right, it's time for me to get in the game. It's time for me to stop playing small. It's time for me to stop allowing these failures to hold hold me back. It's just, I can see what I need to do now, right? I can see clearly through this failure. We need to see that. We need to see that we can see clearly through the failure because it showed us what didn't work, right? You didn't fail life. You know what I'm saying? You just seen that it didn't work this way. So now I got to try another way, right? The other way may be even a better way than that. Right. And so you could use this to always be the fuel, the wind beneath your wings. Yes, yes, and yes. So don't allow failure to stop you. Don't allow failure to stop you and learn from it. The only way you'll fail is if you think that you're always going to fail. That's the only way that you're going to fail. If you fail and you allow this to stop you from doing anything, then that's how you fail. But if you allow this to become something that is going to be a lesson for you and use that as your teacher, you will be able to go ahead and do the things that you want to do, right? Because when you know better, you do better. Let's say it together. I'm going to say it all the time now. When you know better, you do better. Yes? Yes, yes, and yes. Put yes, yes, and yes in the chat. Put yes, yes, and yes in the chat. Yes, yes, and yes in the chat. And when you fail and you learn something, you are able to, again, you do it differently, and then you're able to teach somebody else. You may be in a position where you're going to teach somebody else how to do something differently because of your mistakes, right? And this is what we do, right? I'm going to teach you to be better because I already made those mistakes for you. I show up. There's plenty of times, like I said, there's plenty of times then things didn't work out in my favor. But I show up every day, no matter what. Even if I make an error in something that I'm saying, I will correct myself. Maybe I didn't deliver the way I should have delivered. I'm going to correct myself. Even if I didn't show up when I should have showed up, such as my podcast. It took me forever to get this podcast up, and I did it though. I'm doing it. Even though I'm struggling with it. Yesterday, I'm telling you, I wanted to quit yesterday. Yesterday, I was like, maybe this thing is just not for me, right? We have those moments. We all have those moments. I was like, I just think maybe this is just not for me because I'm just going to just throw in the towel. I'm not even going to record this episode. I'm just through. I'm just done. And I had to think to myself, like, hold up, swole up. Wait a minute. You got this. You do this every single day. Why are you stuck? You know how to speak. Why are you stuck? Why are you fumbling? What are you doing? You said that you want this. How bad do you want this? This is just a moment. You're going to get through this moment. You're going to be better and better and better every day. You're going to look at this a week from now and see how much better you became. You're going to look at this a month from now and you're going to see how much better you became. You're going to look at this a year from now and you're going to be number one. Number one, just the thing that you said that you wanted. And so just because you said that you wanted, did you think it was going to come to you easy because you said that you wanted it? No, it's not going to come to you easy. There's some things that you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn how you're going to create your scripts and write from your scripts and what wording you need to put on there. Because sometimes I put too many words on my page. And so that confuses me. And so I just got to figure out what's my rhythm? What's my rhythm? What's my method? And once I figure that out, I'm going to have this. I'm going to master it. And I don't have to worry about it. It's going to be so fluid for me. Just as it's fluid for me to go on and come here every morning, it's fluid for me. Even though I still get a little nervous when I get on, well, what am I going to say? What if I stumble? What if I did? I just show up. Period. You get what you get because that's who I am. Right. And I'm not saying you getting trash. I'm not saying you getting less of me. I'm just saying I'm showing up and this is how I'm going to show up. And from here, I'm going to be better. I'm going to deliver my messages a little bit better and it's going to resonate a little bit different. It's going to hit a little harder next time. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I am learning through everything that I'm doing. So everything that we're doing is always going to be a lesson. So anything that you don't hit the mark on or you miss it just a little bit, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just use it as a lesson. And believe me, this podcast thing is difficult. And initially, I wanted it to be about 30 minutes. I am taping for hours just to get 15 minutes. Just to get 15 minutes. I could easily just take episodes from my Coffee with Nikki and edit those things down. I could easily do this. Right. But that's not that's not going to help me in the podcast game. That's not going to help me do what I want to do. right? And so I'm learning myself. I have to learn and to grow and realize that this is just the beginning. I am going to be great. I am already great. I just haven't discovered it yet. I just haven't found it yet. I just haven't scratched that itch yet. But I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it because I'm going to keep on showing up. Regardless if it takes me hours, I am going to show up. Right? So yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Let me know what y'all feeling in the chat. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Miss Lloyd said, thank you for showing up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Cheryl said, yes, yes, and yes. I had to change my mindset around failure to one of gratitude, and it made a huge difference. Absolutely. Absolutely. Once you can see that this didn't work out, but I'm grateful for the lesson. I am grateful for the insight. I am grateful for just to be able to see things in a different manner and approach it differently. Thank you. Because that's a lesson for me that I would have never learned had I not failed or had I not hit the mark, right? It's for you. One day at a time, cousin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Read that note every day. And you know I got it still too. You know I got it. Yes, yes, and yes, and will, right? So the next thing I want to talk about is, first of all, don't let it stop you. The next thing I want to talk about is relentless practice and discipline. Discipline, you know, is one of my top three. It's on my vision board. It's something that I'm always saying. Intention, discipline, and consistency. Those are my three keys to success. Three keys to success. You need to be disciplined. You need to say, I am going, as entrepreneurs, that's something that we need. There's no way around discipline as entrepreneurs. We have to maintain our schedule. We have to do the things that we say we're going to do, even when we don't feel like doing it. We have to show up even when we don't feel like doing it. Our customers are depending on us. We're depending on us. Our families are depending on us. Our success is depending on us. It's dependent on your discipline. So you must be disciplined, right? And so I wanted to share this part of the story because I have some quotes, right? Because people did not like working with Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan, they say he was a jerk. They say he was an a-hole. But the thing that he wanted to do was he wanted to make sure that his team played up to his standard. He knew that he was going to play the best, and he knew that he was going to play he was going to be at his greatest level. Well, not his greatest, because you always could be the greatest, greater than that, right? But he knew that he was always going to show up 100% every single day, right? And he wanted his teammates to do the same thing, right? If we're going to be winners, then we need to show up. If we're not going to show up as a team, because it's not about just me, right? It's not just about him as the man, as the player. He could be as great as he wants, but if his team is not going to play up to the same standard, then they're not going to play well together. You're going to have to find people that are going to play these supporting roles in your life, and you're going to have to lean on these people. Yes, yes, and yes. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's not all about I want to be the star. I want to be the star. You can't be the star without a supporting cast. You need a supporting cast, and so he needed supportive teammates to do the same thing, that to play at the same capacity that he played at. Yes. He needed them to play at his level because they were not going to be winners thinking the way that they were thinking. Right? Everybody can't be the star of the show, right? Everybody can't play the way they play, playing the way they play. We got to learn how to play together. We got to see what each other's strengths and weaknesses are. We have to see how this can, how we can put this into winning strategies, right? We have to see how this is going to work for us. And if you don't see that, and you always thinking that you are going to be, it's about me, it's about me, it's about me, then you're never going to really get anywhere, because it's not just about you. You have to think about the people that are going to be the wind beneath your wings, that the wind beneath your wings that are going to move you forward, right? You are going to have people that are going to support you. Scottie Pippen was one of the greatest, right? And you see Scottie, you see Michael. You already knew that was the tag team, right? He knew how to play his position. People need to learn. Sometimes people want to be the leader so bad, but they don't understand the stuff that's on a leader. They don't understand how heavy being a leader is, right? You want to be a leader, but you can't lead. You want to tell people what to do, but you don't even know what you need to do, right? And so you have to learn that being a leader, it takes you're being a leader and a follower at the same time, right? Because you have to stand on something. You have to stand on something, and you have to know that you got to trust your team. Trust your team. And Michael Jordan, when he was playing, even though they're not getting along right now, even when, when they were playing, they trusted each other. They trusted each other. And that's the same level of trust he wanted to have with his team, right? He wanted to say, if you are not going to be able to do this in practice, you are not going to be able to do this in the game. How you going to play when the pressure is on in the game? How are you going to play when we're in the playoffs? How are you going to do that? How are you going to show up if you can't even do this in practice? And that is why he put the pressure on his team, right? Because if you can't do it here, we definitely not going to do it when we are on the court, right? So, hey, Yazzie Faye, welcome, welcome, welcome back, girl. She is relaxing, y'all, because Cinnabon is almost ready. She's almost cooked. She is almost cooked. He wanted to change their mindset. Absolutely. Okay, springtime, Nikki. Yep, yep, yep. You know it, you know it, you know it. Let me say, his teammates said his work ethic was insane. He would be at practice hours before anybody else would show up, right? Brendan Hayward said that Jordan was at practice. He was at practice one day, and it was the veterans weren't supposed to be there, right? But Michael Jordan was there, and he was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, the better question is, why did I beat you here? You have to be here. So why didn't you show up early? I added some extra stuff on there. He just said the better question was, why did I beat you here? That's what he said. But I'm saying, I'm adding on to that is, you belong here, right? And you just came at the time that you were supposed to come. You only doing what's required for you to do. You're not going above and beyond, and you're not trying to be better. You just trying to just stay where you're at. You're not playing up. You just playing where you at, right? So if you want to play better, then you need to be showing up. You need to be getting these shots in before anybody else gets on this court. You need to be practicing, and you need to be working on your drills and everything else that you need to do that's going to make you a stronger player. And maybe that doesn't have anything to do with basketball. Maybe you're doing something that's going to help you, maybe you stretching, maybe you doing something else, but you still here, you're still early, right? Because you want to be better, right? You want to be better. So, I have another one. I have another one. So how can you incorporate discipline into your daily routines, right? We were speaking about routines. We spoke about routines all week long. What can you do to incorporate discipline into your daily routines, right? You have to, I don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 4 o'clock, actually. I don't want to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I still want to go to bed. Sometimes I want to stay in the bed. But what can you do? I am disciplined to get up at 4 a.m. How can you incorporate that into your routine? I am disciplined to do my Bible app. When my eyes, they're not even open, I'm still reading, I'm still praying, I'm still meditating, I'm still doing all of that. Even if I fall asleep in my meditation, which I did this morning, I fell asleep in my meditation, but not that long. It was the music change, and I was like, what am I fell asleep, right? But I still wake up and I do what I need to do in order for me to get through my day, to do my morning routine, right? You have to be disciplined. How can you incorporate that discipline in your life? How can you do that? Don't let the minimum be your maximum. My dad. Come on, Dad. Come on, Dad. I love that. I love that. So let's go, y'all. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Michael Jordan believed in pushing himself past the limit, right? Because I'm going to be the greatest. I'm going down in history as the greatest, right? I'm going to do everything that I can. I'm going to be better than everybody who came before me. And I'm going to make everybody who comes after me work harder to be on the same level as I am, right? And so we need to think about that too. We need to think about it. Sometimes we just good with being mediocre. Michael Jordan was not okay with being mediocre, and he was not okay with his teammates being mediocre either, right? You have to think that I want to be extraordinary. I want to stand out. I'm coming here to disrupt. I am coming here to shake the table. I am coming here to do different things. I am coming here to serve the world better than anybody. Right? And you could say that, and somebody else can do something different, and that's just different, right? But if you showing up and saying you're going to serve the best that you can do, the best that you can offer, then that's going to be good, right? That's going to be good enough because that's your best, right? And the next time you could be better than that, because Les Brown says you always can be better than your best, right? And you could learn some things, you could try some things you may pick up along the way, and that's going to encourage you to be better. Yes, yes, and yes. Not shake the table. Yes, we shaking the table, honey. Shake the table. Shake the table. Shake the table. So one thing that I want y'all to do, this is a challenge, and I challenge y'all a lot, but y'all don't be doing the work, y'all. But I'm going to challenge you again. I'm going to challenge you again. I want you to think about one specific skill that you want to work on or that you want to acquire. That can be learning your inventory. That can be budgeting. That can be any paperwork that needs to be done. Any of that, right? Take one skill that you want to acquire and be disciplined and work on that thing every day and think about it like an athlete. Attack that thing like an athlete. Go at it continuously every single day. Go at it relentlessly because you can. Yes, yes, and yes. Who's up for the challenge? Y'all don't be with me on these challenges. Why? Why? Get with me. Get with me on these challenges. What's one skill that you want to acquire? Put it in the chat. I be asking y'all a lot of questions too. What's one skill that you want to acquire? Please put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Hey, put it in the chat. 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 Hey. Make a to-do list, my top 3. Okay, let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. What else? What else? Let me know. Put it in the chat. And while we're putting it in the chat, I want you to think about work ethic, right? Think about what your work ethic is like. Do you have the work ethic as like of an athlete, or do you have the work ethic of somebody who really is just going through the motions? What is your work ethic like? So I want you to know that Michael Jordan's work ethic was insane, again, because he played with broken bones. He played sick. He played when he had got everybody said it was the flu-like symptoms, right? But he had food poisoning, and his trainer was telling the story about him having food poisoning because they didn't have room service or whatever, and so he had ordered pizza. He was hungry. They ordered pizza, and nobody else ate the pizza, but Jordan ate the pizza. And the trainer was like, it was a little weird because 5 guys came and brought the pizza, and not 5 guys the restaurant order, the fast food place, but 5 guys came and bought the pizza. So he was like, that's a little sketchy. We not gonna do that, right? So nobody else ate the pizza, but Jordan ate the pizza. At 2:00 in the morning, Jordan was like, bent over in his bed. And so the trainer was like, what's going on? Right. And so he was sick and he had food poisoning. And so they still had to play. They still had to play. What it was, Game 5, 1997, Game 5, right? And so they still had to play. And he still showed up, sick and all. Sick and all. By the end of the game, they have the picture of Michael Jordan collapsing into, like, he just fell into like Scottie Pippen's arms, right? And they have that picture. And even his team, they rallied around him because they knew that he was sick. And so they played up to their strengths and they played up to his strengths. They know we just need to make sure that Jordan got the ball. Right? We just need to make sure he just needs to do what he got to do. And we're going to do what we got to do. We're going to play our position. Scottie was like, I'm going to run defense. I got this. And you just make sure you get the ball and you just do what you do. And even in his sickness, he still killed it. Even while he was sick, he still showed up. And people would use that as an excuse. Oh, I can't play because I got the flu. Oh, I can't play because my stomach hurts. I got diarrhea. I'm throwing up. I got this. People would use that. And I'm not saying that there's anything like, oh, well, you don't get sick. People get sick and you feel bad, right? But he's still feeling bad for the entire world to see, still showed up and still played the game better than some of these players out here. And still killed it. And I got stats for y'all. I got stats. So it says Jordan led the Bulls to a 90-88 victory despite feeling under the weather. They said Jordan was okay, I don't got to know that part because I already told you that part. But he still had enough. He had enough gas in the tank to pull off 38 points. He still had 38 points, still feeling bad. He still showed up no matter what, right? 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block in 44 minutes. And That's amazing. That's amazing that you trained yourself that well so that you can still show up even when you were not playing at your best. You still play better than the other team. You still play better than the other team, right? Craziness. Craziness. If we pursue our journey like this, if we pursued life like this, imagine what we could have. Imagine the results you will have. Imagine the success that you will have if you showed up for life like that, if you showed up for your business like that. Imagine that. Right? I saw that game. Right. Miss Lloyd said she saw that game. Goodness, true. There's always so much more to do. Yep. Follow through on new ideas. I am trying to figure out. Okay, got you. Yep, sick as a dog. Yep. Commit to the top 3. Got you. It's a mindset, definitely. Good morning, Big Meech. Good morning, Jordan. Good morning. We're talking about Michael Jordan today. Yeah, we're talking about Michael Jordan today. So you missed my story. I done gave the whole story, the whole spiel, game 5. And I am not into sports. I'm not into sports, but I'm into Michael Jordan. I'm into Kobe. I just have my things, right? I just have my things. I'm not going to watch it every single time. Sean is always into sports. It doesn't even matter what sport it is, but basketball, football, those are her things, but she will watch anything. She was watching this weekend, the dogs, jumping into the pool and they have to reach a certain point in the pool. I was like, oh my gosh, you just be watching any kind of sports. if basketball or football is not on, she just will watch anything. She crazy. I will have him watch the replay with me. All right, that's good. Thank you. Let me go get my mindset ready for labor because this baby is coming. She is coming. The comeback will be epic. That's right. You better be plotting and planning right now while you got the baby cooking and while you nursing and while you doing all of that. You better be plotting and scheming and get it together. Miss Lloyd said, I do too. Right? So the next thing is, this is the last lesson, right, that we can learn from Michael Jordan, is maintain a winning mindset. This is what some of you guys were already saying. I know Yazzie Faye, I seen Yazzie Faye say it. I think Miss Lloyd said it as well. But you have a winning mindset, right? Michael Jordan he knew he was going to win. He knew he was destined to win. He wanted his team to win. He went to the team when they weren't even winning and made them a winning team. Right. And so if you could do that, I'm going to take what I have and I'm going to make my team a winning team. Right. And that's the way I look at you guys. I'm going to take my team, and that is you guys, and I'm going to make you guys a winning team. I'm going to make sure that I'm checking on you. I'm going to make sure that you're accountable. I'm going to make sure that you show up when you say you're going to show up. Because if this is the thing that you say that you want, then play up to the standard. Right. And that's what a lot of Michael Jordan's teammates were saying, that he was hard on them because he wanted them to play up to the standard. He wanted them to play beyond the standard. He wanted them to play exceptionally. He didn't want them to just show up and just be mediocre. He wanted them to better their best every single time that they showed up, right? And that is what I want from you guys. I want you guys to better your best. I want you guys to see the potential in what you have. A lot of the teammates didn't know they had the potential. They didn't know that they were able to do the things that they did and reach these great heights. They didn't know that they even had that in them. You guys don't know that either. I don't even know what I have in me, right? I know that I'm destined for greatness. I know that I am greatness, right? I know that it is within me. I know that I'm exuded, but I don't even know all the things that I'm going to do in my life. I don't even know what else is in store for me. I don't even know what God has planned for me. Whatever that is, though, I'm going to just be following. I tell you that much. I'm going to follow. Just like I struggle with this podcast in the morning, I'm still going to continue to do it. I'm still going to show up. I'm showing up at 7 a.m. You hear me at 7 a.m. I'm taping previously, nights before. I'm taping for hours, for just 15 minutes, but I'm showing up. Right. And so I want you guys to think about that. And I want you to play up to your stand. I want you to play up to a higher standard. I want you to hold yourself up to a higher standard. Right. I want you to know that you are built for greatness, that you got it within you. Whatever you don't see right now, don't worry about it. You're going to pull it out. You're going to find it. You're going to find it. Right. So I want to share this. I want to share this quote from Steve Kerr, who's also the coach for the Golden State Warriors. He said, his theory was, if you can't handle pressure from me, you're not going to handle the pressure and you're not going to handle the pressure of the NBA playoffs. He also talked trash in practice, and he went at the guys and he challenged the guys, right? That's what I do to you. I challenge y'all. I try to make sure when I say, okay, you're going to do this, let's read this, let's try this. What are you doing for this? I'm challenging you. So I'm stretching you so that you could just not be complacent in where you are. Don't just be satisfied in the space that you are. Stretch yourself to be better. Grow yourself to be stronger. Yes, yes, and yes. Michael Jordan said, my mentality was to go out and win at any cost. At any cost. No matter what I need to do, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up. Jasmine says, have to have faith to see beyond the now. Absolutely. You are built for greatness. That's what cousins say. Right? Yeah, she's a coach. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, Kobe. Chantel says, yep, Kobe was the same way. He pushed them to excellence. Let me tell y'all something. Kobe is my speaking points tomorrow. So I'm going to be talking all about Kobe. I'm telling you, just speaking about them just gives me an energy that I just need to go. I just need to attack this thing. I just need to go harder. I'm not going hard enough. I need to go harder. Just having this conversation with you guys, I'm like thinking in the back of my mind, what can I do? What I'm going to do? I need to do this. I need to do that. I already have that in the back of my mind just because that energy that they set out. You know what I'm saying? That energy just have you just going. And so that is that's the third lesson. And also, you got to visualize. I have that too. You have to visualize what you want. You have to visualize your success. And Michael Jordan was big on visualization. So you have to be able to visualize that. Amir needed to listen in today. He would have loved this topic. Well, play the replay for him when he come home from school. Play the replay. Yep. So this is something that I want to leave you guys with, is that as a leader, it's going to cost you something, right? As a leader, you got to be the one that decides that you're going to sacrifice some time. You're going to sacrifice not going out. You're going to sacrifice not doing the things that everybody out is out doing. You're going to, there's going to be some things that you're not going to do because you want to be a leader, right? You want different things for yourself. So there's some things that you're not going to do. It's going to require you to sacrifice some things. It's going to require you to be disciplined. It's going to require you to be intentional. It's going to require you to be consistent. Jordan showed up consistently for practice, even when he didn't have to. He showed up consistently for the games, even when he didn't have to. And I'm not even mentioning what he did in business, right? I'm not even mentioning that. This is just him being an athlete, right? This is just him being an athlete. And we are going to have to get into it. Get into it, right? Because being a leader is going to take something. Being a leader for me, doing this every morning, it's taken away from something, right? I'm sacrificing some things. No, I'm not doing things in the morning. No, I'm not. Right now, I'm not in my garden. After this, I will go in my garden and will water my vegetables and stuff like that. But I'm not out there, right? But I will, right? But I'm sacrificing some things. I'm sacrificing some hours so that I could get the podcast done. Why? Because I want to be number one. I can't be number one if I don't show up. How you gonna be number one and you ain't even doing the thing? I can't look at nobody else and be like, how did they get number one? I ain't even try. I can't do that. And we need to think about that. We looking at other people. We looking to the left and to the right of us, and we talk about how this person get this, how this person get that, how this person get ahead of me, because they doing the work and you not. Period. They're doing the work and you're not doing the work. No, the bubble babes preacher. Come on, Jasmine. Come on, Jasmine. Right? They're doing the work and you not. So you can't look at nobody else's success and say, I'm not there. Were you sacrificing what they were sacrificing? Were you willing to put in the time and the hours to do what you needed to do in order for you to get there? Were you showing up on social media like you should have? Were you sending out emails and text messages and being omnipresent like you should have so that you could be further than you are, instead of you sitting there complaining, saying something didn't work? Oh, social media don't work. No, social media is not working because you are not working it. If you show up, the people will come. And it may take some time, but it's okay. It's going to take some time, right? And people may say it's the algorithm, is this, is that. It could be a whole lot of things, but show up. But show up. You do it enough times, you'll see what works and what don't work. You can't show up, inconsistently and be like, oh, it didn't work. You didn't even do it enough to know what works and what doesn't work. If you do it enough, you can say, oh, this is a pattern. I see how this is working. I see what I'm doing here. Maybe I'll do more of that. Right? You could see that, but you got to do it enough to know. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Let me know if y'all with me or I'm just talking to myself. But let me know. Let me know. And this is the last thing I'm going to leave you with because we are at the hour mark. But he also said leadership comes with a price. Leadership has a price. So I pulled people along when they didn't want to be pulled. Sounds like me, right? But so I pulled people along when they didn't want to be pulled. I challenged people when they didn't want to be challenged. Because in order for us to grow and in order for us to be this team, in order for us to do this thing and be successful, we are going to have to make people step it up. And that's what I want to leave you guys. I want to leave you guys with that today. You're going to have to step it up in your business. You're going to have to step it up in your personal development. You're going to have to step it up and stop playing so small. Stop playing yourself short. You got greatness within you and you overlooking it as if, it's okay. It's all right. All I do is make this. All I do is do this. All I do is make candles. It's not that big. It's not that. Yes, it is. Stop playing yourself short. Stop shortchanging yourself and show up with that amazing thing that you did, right? If you got a candle and it smells amazing and it has a great scent throw, you accomplished something that a lot of candle makers can't do. Right? Because everybody's candle is not the same. Everybody's candle is not on the same level. I don't care if you say your candle is luxury. I don't care if you say your candle is whatever. Everybody's candle is not on the same level. Right? And so you could at least relish in that, oh, I know my candle has a good throw. At least I successfully wicked it. I successfully found my wax, my vessel. I successfully found the perfect combination to have all these things. I have a great hot throw. I have a great cold throw. I created an amazing product. I succeeded in that. And a lot of people cannot say that. I don't care what their candle look like. I don't care how popular their candle is. I don't care where they are in their business. If they're major and they're in the stores and everything, I don't care where they are. If you successfully done that thing and you know that you've done it and you even did it better than those people that are out there that everybody else knows, if you know that you did that, be great. Feel great. Stop playing yourself small. Just because that person is over there and they in the stores and they're doing all of that thing, or selling out or whatever, it don't matter, right? Because their candle is not better than yours. So now what can you do so that you could be there? What can you do to achieve your own dreams? How can you show up and show your candle is the best candle on the planet? How could you do that? Why? Why would you do it? Right? Because you know that you got an amazing product. Stop saying it's just the candle. Stop saying it's just the soap. Stop saying it's just the t-shirt. Make it the best thing ever. And make sure that you are pursuing it relentlessly. Make sure that you are aggressive with it and you show up for yourself daily. If you need to show up and be on social media 3 times a day because you need to show how great your stuff is, show up for yourself. If you need to send emails, send them emails out and stop sitting on it and saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow may never come. So get up and do it. Get up and talk and get up and do it. Cousin said, you're talking good, cousin. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's like you speaking directly to me. Come on. Come on. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Trial and error. Yes. Come on, somebody. So with that being said, tomorrow we are going to be discussing COVID. I'm going to COVID. It's going to be so exciting. So if you guys are watching the replay, please like, comment, and subscribe, and also let us know how we did in the chat. And if there's something that you would like for us to discuss next week, put it in the chat and let me know. You guys that's already in here, I hope every single person in this room is subscribed to this channel so that you know whenever we are going live, and also that you can join me on Coffee with Nikki every single morning. We here at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday for your daily cup of information and inspiration. I'm almost at 20K. I'm going to have 100K by December 31st. So I'm on it. I am on it. If you see a million videos from me, just know I'm on my road to 100K. Just know that that's what I'm doing. I want my plaque by December 31st. I got my plaque on my vision board. I want my plaque by then. Yes. So what else do I want to say? Make sure you turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when we go live again on June 15th. We are going to have Inventora back with us. She is going to do, Delmeeth is going to do a live demonstration for you guys. There's also some new updates and some changes that she is going to show you. And you're going to get an exclusive 20% off coupon. I think it's 20% off, but you're going to get an exclusive coupon just in case it's not 20. I want y'all to hold me to it because that's not my company. I can't say, oh, you gotta, honor that. So with that being said, you guys, what else do I want to say? Oh, if anything I said today resonated with you, I want you guys to share this out. Again, we're trying to get to 100K. Share this out. Tell everybody, come join us over here because we popping, and also tell them come over and subscribe. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate and I love all of y'all. Michi says she's Big Meech. That's what I call her now. Big Meech says she's excited about tomorrow. Jasmine said, yes, ma'am. Great. Have a great day, everyone. That's what Cousin said. Motivation is a must to having a winning mindset. Come on, Miss Lois. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody, thank you again so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget the podcast is on at 7 a.m. If you have not listened to the podcast today, this morning we were talking about overcoming obstacles. So go ahead and check that out. Let me know how I was doing. I know my editing is a little bit choppy, but I'm still learning. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the podcast and also at 9 a.m. for Coffee with Nikki, where we are here and we are live. So everybody have an amazing day. I am getting ready. Well, I got work to do before I go to my nephew's son's graduation. But yes, you guys have an amazing day. I appreciate you guys, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.